Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. Sorry about our technical difficulties, but we are here. So,
surprise intro in the middle of an episode.
You reach out, and I think that's when you cut out on us. You're reaching out with something.
Yes. So I sense the presence of the zombie jaguar. Crossbow loaded, and I approach. And I think I think the cleric is chanting away, right?
Yes.
Waving his holy symbol about.
Yeah. No, he doesn't have his holy symbol.
Oh shit! You're right. So he can't even turn undead, can he?
He's gonna try without it.
Okay. So I guess I'm reaching out and trying to sense this the spirit within this jaguar. I approach and take a look at this thing. I didn't know you could animate animals. Does it? What is it? What is it doing? Is it?
It's lurching towards you, fangs bared, ready to eat your brains.
I think I speak to it like you would a cat, and I'll be like, "Whoa there!
That's what you say to a cat.
Get on, you bad cat." I don't know. How do you handle it?
You were raised with cats. How do you handle a cat?
You don't. It's not possible.
Right. Okay.
So I think I just go to, "Whoa there, down," and I'm like pulling up a crossbow. I think I'll shoot it if it jumps at me. Is that what it comes to?
Oh, it's going to jump at you. It's definitely not going to stop. Now, you know how zombies work, right?
They are super strong?
They're super strong, but also they have, like, their head is the thing that needs to be destroyed. And you can hack at their body until you get to it, or you can make called shots against the head, which are much harder. And a jaguar's head is pretty small on there.
I feel like the typical -4 called shots, -4 to headshot is appropriate now? Or do you think different zombies have different?
My notes say zombies have AC 10, their head has AC 16 for melee and 18 for missile.
Oh, God.
Which makes them really hard to shoot down. Yeah. And that AC is including all the called shot penalties, so.
Yeah. As a necromancer, do I not have any way to directly interact, like to try and...
Well, you have taken control of other undead, didn't you?
Yeah.
How did we do that for you?
I made a willpower check, I believe.
Yes. And what was it opposed by?
A DC set by the DM.
But I didn't tell you what my formula was.
Marked that it would have been like if it were. I mean, if an opposed check is possible, that seems to be the way to do it, right? Right, like just like you would wizards rolling dispel magic, opposed checks on dispel magic modified by their level.
Right. So you roll a wisdom +2 per level. Or willpower check plus twice your level attached to it, opposed by the creator's willpower plus twice their level. Yeah. That's how it goes. Perfect. So give me a willpower check.
So this is something that I do. There is a chance that it will obey my, whoa there, bad kitty.
Yes.
Get on, you shoe. Let's roll a willpower check then. +4 for my level.
Yes.
Be 20 plus 15 plus 4 for a solid 33.
Wow. Yeah, you definitely gain control of this critter. Right?
So I think so it stops short of lunging and circles me. Do you want to roll
Yeah, they rolled a 28.
Would they take the 10, or how would you do it for this case? Or if
I roll for it. Yeah, I rolled for it, and they rolled a 28. Yeah. Okay. So the jaguar, undead jaguar, comes to a stop a few feet from you,
Is this something that's resolved at creation of the zombie? Like, does the zombie have a quality similar to the crafting system we did? Like, when you forge a zombie, you would roll this?
I was just going to roll.
Or is it every time it's contested? Does the necromancer who created it feel a tug of their will in some distant place and they must battle for control?
Nope. It's just the innate magic that controls the zombie. The DC is probably set at creation, but that gets really complicated because then you have to track when every creature is created. So I think just doing it a check by the necromancer who currently controls it is fine. Yeah. So it stops before you, seemingly under your control.
And I think I shout at it and wave like you would a big cat, and I'm like, "Go on there, get." Run.
You're giving it these instructions,
and meanwhile, Darren is chanting in Eridonian over there.
Yes, and his willpower check, his turn undead, goes at the end of the round. Now he doesn't have his holy symbol, so he's got disadvantage on the check.
Seems a fair way to do it. By the books, you don't get, if you don't have a holy symbol, you don't get turn undead.
Yeah, but, we've made a lot of modifications here. So why don't you give me a willpower check for your new zombie jaguar?
Oh, sure. Yeah,
opposed by the cleric's check.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't roll that well. But I am strong-willed.
Let's see. Our cleric doesn't have a willpower score yet. So let's roll it.
In with an NPC cleric with no willpower?
I hadn't rolled any of his stats before we started today. So he rolls a 14 plus 14 is 28 plus 10 is 38.
What's the plus 10 for?
Twice his level. Yeah. So just as you manage to gain control of the jaguar and you send it off,
I think I'm fine with him turning it, right? I'm shooing at it, telling it to get. It's maybe obeying or
it starts to obey you when he pushes it back and it scampers off into the distance.
Am I aware to the divine presence, or is that beyond me?
Oh, you feel a pressure, like an ethereal wind pushing against you, radiating out from the cleric. And you can see it kind of sweep up your jaguar as it moves, instead of away from you, now away from him. It's only a 5 or 10 degree switch in direction, but you can definitely see that the jaguar is now responding to the cleric.
But that goes right. And I let the cleric, I was prepared to maybe let the cleric think that he had turned the undead, but it seems like he actually did.
Yes.
And I, shoo at it, crossbow trained, and look back to the cleric. And walk back to my horse. Does the jaguar run?
No.
Continue to run?
It can't run. It can only walk.
Oh, okay.
It's undead. It's a zombie.
So it just sort of turns and stalks away.
It lumbers off into the woods. The cleric turns back to you and says, You're a brave man, Lord Winter. But you should be careful. As I told you, a great evil is out here. I don't know if we will be able to combat it without my holy symbol, but we can try.
I put a boot in the saddle. What was that thing? And I think it mentioned of the holy symbol. I looked at Lilith.
She just gives a quick pat to her pocket.
Okay. But she doesn't seem like she thinks we need to give it back.
No. I mean, she is your servant in many ways. So she's not going to take any sort of major actions without your express approval or direction.
Oh, it's interesting to be a PC. I'm sliding a boot in a stirrup and mounting my horse as I'm asking again of the cleric, what was that thing?
A zombie jaguar. I told you Jacksonville is a cursed place. Great evil lurks here. I was called for murders, but it appears there may be a necromancer.
Bum, bum, bum.
A few minutes later, you guys get into the small town. Town's too good of a word. The village, that might even be too good of a word here. What's shittier than a village? What's like a crappy village?
A camp.
It's better than a camp.
Okay.
We'll call it a village for now. Of Jacksonville. People are about doing their thing. You see a bunch of muckers in knee-high boots that they can go into the swamps to pull stuff out from. Some hunters, one of them dragging a dead crocodile by its tail up a slope away from the swamp. People give you all sorts of strange looks as the three of you walk into town, but no one bothers you.
Excuse me, I am a lord. I ride into town.
Yes.
This is probably similar class of people to Winter's Reach, isn't it? Like some backwoods village.
Yeah, but these people are not
about this place.
No. You see no nobles, no noble buildings.
These people aren't of the old blood.
It's hard to tell. Right off the bat. As you come through town, though.
Can I get an estimate on the population or the size of the town, number of buildings?
It's fairly spread out. It's not quite as centralized as your camp.
We just see a few mud farmers and...
Yeah, there's a hut here. There's some huts there. There's like a lane that rolls up here, and you can see that there's a few houses, but they're fairly far scattered. You're getting an estimate of like 300 people-ish.
Okay, so about the same size as Winter's Reach. Are we on a road or...
No.
Just like sticking to dry patches?
You're on a trail that seems to go around the edge of the swamp.
Okay.
And coming up to you is a young man. He trots up to you with a spear in his hand and gives you a proper salute and a bow and says, my dear visitors and good lord, I am Assistant Sheriff Julian. Welcome to Jacksonville.
Sheriff? Well met. I am Lord Winter, and this is Theron. Father Theron.
Oh.
I'm a little Yeah, I guess I'm the party leader, aren't I?
He gives a deeper bow to Father Theron, to which Father Theron says, "We are here about the murders." Julian nods a few times and says, yes, a bunch of people have died recently. The former sheriff is still missing. I still hold hope that we may find him yet. And the cleric has been killed too.
How long ago did this happen? I think I dismount and walk over to him. Lilith is with us, but she was, I think, unintroduced and is probably lurking in the shadows behind the horse.
Yep. Our mother Hannah has passed away most unexpectedly.
Where did it happen? The church?
He nods.
I look to Theron.
He points, kind of in the direction of town and asks poor Julian to take you guys to the church. And there you go. It looks like a regular church to the regular gods. I would like a perception check from our necromancer as you approach the church.
Bum, bum, bum. Perception 13. Lucky number 13.
It is a lucky number.
25.
Yeah. As you guys walk in, everyone else is just heading on into the church and looking around. Your keen, familiar eyes know what to look for already. And you see some little segments of bone, like little bone shards, scattered around the entryway to the church. Little slivers. as if a skeleton was wounded here or something.
I stand in the doorway and inspect the bones.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just little slivers. There was definitely some sort of skeleton being damaged or destroyed here.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily have to
investigate
be an
this as the cleric enters the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Lilith following him?
No, she's standing outside holding the bridle of the horse.
Okay, that's cool. And the sheriff in the temple as well?
The sheriff has gone inside the temple. Mm-hmm.
I follow them in. How long ago did you say the murders were?
A month ago.
That long. Are we the first that have come to help?
No. Some town guards were assigned here after all of our town guard died too.
Oh, what the fuck happened here?
Other civilians have gone missing as well. And people say they've been seeing things in the night.
A PC has been to this town, or I'm a zombie's uncle. All right, perfect. So we're having a look around the. I guess I step into the temple. Yeah. Do we get taken to I have a month, I guess, is too late to be investigating a scene of a crime.
Right.
So what are we doing in the temple? Is the cleric just going to pray, or is there something he was getting shown?
He's being shown to the priestess's quarters and walking around and taking a look at everything, and then he spends some time in prayer before the statue of Astaire.
I asked the sheriff, have you a tavern?
We do, yes. We have a public house.
Then I guess I'll see my steed fed and watered. I look. I don't know. To the sheriff and the cleric, and I think I'll leave them be and head to the tavern with Lilith and the horse. How long has it been? How long did it take us to get here?
It's maybe a few hours after you woke up. It's probably getting on towards noon.
Oh, okay. So it's not even.
It's quite early.
Day. Got time. So while the priest prays, Lilith and I will head to the local watering hole and see what's what. Are there other horses? Is there stables or just a hitching post? Or
Yep. There's some other horses at the hitching post.
Okay. I guess I leave mine beside them.
You can head on in to the
get some lunch, I guess.
Little backwater pub over here.
Does it have a name
smell
or a
something
sign?
delicious on the grill cooking. Some sort of meat.
Gator meat?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know what the name of this pub is. We're gonna call it the King's Cup. That is my go-to default name when I can't remember the name of a pub.
Fair enough. Well, Lilith and I head in and take some lunch.
Yeah.
They don't have. It's not an inn, is it? They don't have rooms to put us up in.
They do not have rooms to put you up in. No.
All right. Well, a witch and a necromancer walk into a bar.
Yep. The people here are sort of quiet. They're not sharing too much amongst themselves. It's a quiet place. That's too loud. Where's our quiet tavern? Here it is. Yeah, the sounds of the swamp fade as you enter the tavern. The fire is going, even though it's only midday. The smell of roasted meat, possibly roasted gator, wafts from the kitchen in the back.
Yeah,
Large barrels of mead are sitting on the counter at room temperature, waiting to be poured.
I find a barmaid or man and hand them a piece of Arcadian silver or Ardonian silver, and say, bring us some food. Whatever's cooking smells good, and 2 mugs of mead.
Yep, and they do so.
Have a seat and conspire.
All right.
What has happened here?
My lord, do you not think it dangerous traveling with the father?
It is dangerous, but I don't imagine it will go on for long.
Let's see. That jaguar. Was that yours doing?
I shake my head. Something is happening here.
She nods. How can I be of service to you?
Let's see what the locals have to say. I look around the tavern. How does gather rumors?
You can just go ask. You can send Lilith off. You can talk to the barkeep.
Barkeep seems reasonable. Yeah, I have 13 charisma, but
You are a noble.
I'm a noble. So I call the barkeep over. Barkeep, we have come because we heard of the murders. We heard about the murders. Oh gosh, he whispers in hushed tones. Totally not a necromancer.
The disappearances, yes.
Yeah, that's the diplomatic term for it.
Well, my lord, it only serves to make this place more dangerous. You should be careful while you're here.
On our way in, we encountered a jaguar on the edge of the swamp.
They are very common around Jacksonville.
And there was something different about this one. It shifted and shambled. It didn't move right. Almost like it weren't meant for this world. Weren't meant for its body.
You're not the only one who's seen strange things as of late.
Tell me.
There have been bizarre people visible in town during the night. Odd folks that say nothing and just lurch about.
Be they men or something else?
I
like warm my hands beside. There's a fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or were we seated away from it?
No, you can be seated near it. He rubs his hands together nervously. They're just rumors, but no one goes out at night anymore. No one leaves home once the sun goes down.
Oh, I love this place. I feel like I'm at home. I tip the barkeep an extra silver and kick my boots up and wait for the cleric to come fetch me. This is cool. I feel like I'm in a party. I've been was made for this adventuring life.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I warm my boots beside the fire, fill my belly. And I think an hour passes. Does the cleric come and fetch us, or do I hear anything? Or do I get antsy and get up for a walk?
The cleric does come back, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You find...
Father, what did your prayers reveal unto you?
He produces he holds a holy symbol around his neck. He's found another one somehow.
How does it compare to the last one?
Not as nice. This one is made out of wood instead of made out of metal. But whatever. The assistant sheriff has told me many things. I believe we should wait until the sun sets, then clues will come to us.
I'll keep my crossbow ready. Where should we wait?
He looks around and right here.
I sit back down. Another round and some food for our cleric.
Perfect. The round comes back. The cleric is fed. The day begins to pass. People leave you alone for the most part.
Yeah, stay away from the adventurers. Am I right?
Yeah, yep, they're bound to get you killed.
I give the cleric a nudge. Right? We're buddies, aren't we? Partying. Does he drink? Does he eat?
Oh, yeah, he'll drink mead and he'll eat aplenty. He seems to have no reservations.
We while away the afternoon, I think waiting for nightfall and the shambling dead to come rolling through town.
They do. As the sun begins to go down, the tavern empties quickly. The barkeep comes over to you and says, we don't have any rooms here, but I'm sure the old church up the road would be happy to take in travelers.
Do we intend on sleeping tonight, Father?
The cleric shakes his head and says, no, my good barkeep, we are here to rid you of your evil. Worry not. And, yeah, then it's nightfall. It's a cool night. Winds blowing off the swamp, kind of dampen and chill the air.
Is my horse the last one left hitched out front?
It is. Someone has put a horse blanket over it to keep it warm during the cool night air. Lilith is with you. The cleric is with you. You're standing on the porch of the pub as you look about. To your right, eventually, is the swamp. To your left and up a hill is the church. The sheriff's station is across the street and down to the right a little bit. You're alone. You can see shutters closing. Lights dimming in houses as the shutters close and latch as the people retreat. Shit. Why do I keep doing that? And here you are.
Yeah. Crossbow in my lap.
Oh, the tavern's called the Gator's Claw instead of the King's Cup.
Did you remember? Was that what it was
No,
named?
that's what Grogan in chat says, and he might have watched the former episode that this is all keying off of. For those of you that don't know, Jacksonville is a town with a necromancer in it that we played through with Nick when we were first testing out the necromancer class. The VOD is somewhere. Probably deeply hidden and unable to be found, actually. Anyway, continue.
I don't think I was describing myself sitting on this porch, crossbow in my lap, waiting to see what the night blows in off the swamp. I'm wearing the warrior's mail. Is that a groan? And I think we've got a battle axe handy. Does Lilith take a battle axe? Is she that kind of woman?
No. The only weapon of any kind she has on her is a knife, which is at her side and not drawn at all. It's not really a combat knife. It's a practical knife.
I squint out. Should I roll a perception check, maybe? To see if I can see anything.
Please do.
Out in the swamp. Nailed it. Do I see something moving out there?
Yeah. Up the road towards the church.
I stand up and load my crossbow.
You can see 3 lurching figures kind of shambling about. They are coming down the way in your direction.
I point these out to the cleric. There. Something coming up the road. Are they coming up the hill or?
No, they're coming down the hill towards you.
Is the barkeep around or is
no, the barkeep. Once you guys stepped out on the porch, he locked up for the night. You can knock on the door to get his attention if you want.
No, that's fine. Where?
The cleric strides forward. Stand back. I will take care of this one.
How far off were they?
Hundreds of feet. Mm-hmm. He holds his holy symbol up high and starts praying to a stair loudly. And botches his turn undead roll terribly. They keep coming.
When they get closer, I'm gonna shoot one in the head.
Give me a roll to hit.
How far off did I see them?
Hundreds of feet.
Hundreds of feet. And the max range for this thing, I think, is 180 yards. Medium range is it 60, 120, 180 yards? I think that's crossbow range. So 120
right.
is 360 feet.
That's
what
perfect.
range am I at when I'm taking a shot?
Medium
I guess
range.
I basically need to hit a...
You need a nat 20.
Okay, I'll take one shot from medium range. I miss its head. And probably one more shot from close range.
Yep. Give me the second shot from close range. You need an 18 or
18,
higher.
that's what I need.
You strike it in the head.
That's not a crit, though, right? Yeah, that's just barely a headshot. I just get a d6 plus 1. Is that?
Yes, and you know the head has 8 HP, so it'll
3.
Yeah, so it's down to 5.
So my arrow thuds, sinks in the eye socket of the zombie, which just continues to shamble forward.
Mm-hmm. The cleric says a prayer under his breath, draws his warhammer. So
he's continuing to chant the whole way, even though Stair doesn't seem to answer his prayers.
Yeah, he didn't turn anyone, but he's not gonna let that show. He continues his holy chant, draws his warhammer, and I guess we can roll initiative, but you guys are on the same side for now, so I don't think you really...
we can. Yeah, we don't need to roll initiative. We can...
Yeah, not versus zombies.
Yeah, we can... what is Lilith doing?
She's staying out of the way.
Okay. Is she on the porch inside, or is she inside the bar?
She's on the porch, a few feet behind you guys.
Standing? She have a knife drawn?
She is just watching.
Glance. Okay.
She's got nothing.
All right, I'm gonna reload a crossbow and take another shot. I guess doesn't matter when I do that, right?
Nope, go for it.
Before the zombies.
Yep. You shoot wide, miss. The cleric chants. He's continuing this chant as he walks forward with his warhammer and takes a swing at one of the 2 zombies.
Did they approach to meet him?
They've been slowly walking towards, and he's walking towards them. So
this is just up the path, right? The main way through town.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He rolls a 7, and what is his attack bonus? 7 and 2 plus 1 from his battle hymn is 7 and 3 is a 10. So he strikes the zombie.
Unless he's going for the head. Yeah.
He's not going for the head. It's just a regular zombie strike.
Mm-hmm.
He is unfamiliar with the undead. He does not know how zombies work.
Good thing he's got a trusty necromancer with him. Go for the head! I shout as his mace clatters into the flesh of the flesh heap. And I think the zombies return fire. And he's probably got like 1 HP.
All right, so 1 is at. You did 3 damage to it.
Yeah.
So it's 3 out of 8.
Oh, that is real HP damage, right? But it's 3 out of 8, and does it also do it to its? Does it take 3 from all of its HP? Is that how it would work?
Yeah.
3 to its head, but also 3 to its body.
Yes.
Okay.
And the cleric did. Oh, I haven't rolled his damage. That's why. I don't know what it was. It's cleric does 3 as well. So then he's taking.
Does battle him boost his damage or anything?
No, it just boosts his attack roll.
Okay.
So 6 out of 30 is taken, so he's at 24 out of 30. The 2 zombies attack.
There's 2 or 3?
2. He couldn't quite tell. He thought there were 3, but no. It makes its attack roll +2 to hit. Ooh, it's cocked. 10 is a miss. The second zombie comes up and starts to rake at the cleric with a 6 to hit. Complete, just hitting the chainmail and ripping at it. Now we go to the second round of initiative. We don't have to roll though. The cleric bashes with the warhammer, ignoring your instructions to go for the head entirely. Rolls an 8, 9, misses the zombie altogether.
Almost. Is there any difficulty with firing into melee?
No, you've got enough position that you can move to a spot where you have a clear shot. You've got enough movement, but a natural 1 might be problematic.
Can I move to the far side of the deck and get behind the zombie?
Easy.
Okay, so +2 for back attack.
Yeah.
20.
Wow.
Natural 18. Nice. I shoot it in the head. It's not a crit, right?
No.
6 should bring down that. Yeah, so a second bolt goes through the zombie's brain, and it collapses. The head! I shout, and we go into the next. No, the
second zombie grabs at the cleric with a 17, and 2 is a 19, which will hit the cleric. He smashes the cleric for 8 points of damage. The cleric stumbles backwards and falls flat on his ass, gasping for breath. Next round.
Stop! I shout, commanding the zombie to stop.
Give me an opposed willpower check.
Yeah. Plus modified by my level.
Right.
Twice the level, right?
Twice the level, yeah.
34.
Oh, they rolled a 32. So close. You tell it to stop as it lurches towards the downed cleric who's on his butt, and the zombie comes to a halt.
Is the cleric unconscious?
No, he's conscious. He scrambles to his feet.
And if he's conscious, then I'm going for my Bardish and going to decapitate the zombie.
Sure, but controlling undead takes an action.
Yeah, it takes my full action, so I guess I'm like striding down the balcony. Maybe my Bardish isn't even. I mean, it's probably strapped to the horse. I don't know if I carry that thing on my back or something.
Yeah,
and hopefully, is Lilith going to help the cleric, or does she just watch the whole thing?
She's just watching. The clerik gets to his feet, warhammer drawn, realizes that the zombie stopped when you told it to, and looks at you.
I think I'm probably oblivious. Like I'm acting. I don't think maybe the cleric steps back and confused as to what's going on.
Yeah.
And I go to my Bardish and I pick it up to go to decapitate the zombie, and I think we all have an awkward moment where there's no action. Is that what's going on? Does the zombie stop moving?
The zombie stops moving. The cleric looks at it. Reaches out a hand and touches its face.
Why don't I make my? Is this the next round, or is that?
Well, we can step out of combat rounds because it's no longer a threat.
Okay.
You've commanded it to stop.
Is the cleric a threat though? I think I need to kill it. I think I need to keep my cover, right? I think I'm making my attack roll on it. Probably just a flank. Is that the best I can walk over and do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it's mine. I could but I don't want to be issuing too many commands. I think as the cleric is stunned that it's stopped moving, I come in and with a 19, I just decapitate it. I should do damage, right?
Yep.
9. Yeah. So I think in the course of a minute, I shout stop. The zombie actually stops, which bewilders the cleric, and I just come in and one fell swoop of my executioner's axe, and this zombie is out of commission.
Mm-hmm.
And does Lilith come running in to help the cleric to his feet? That seems like a natural thing to do in this situation, especially considering our intrepid hero of the party has just decapitated the foul zombie.
She comes over to inspect everything. The cleric is still a little stunned, and then he looks to you and says, "My Lord Winter, are you a cleric of Astaire? I did not feel your presence."
I am no cleric.
Then how did you stop such a thing?
I am Lord Winter. I dispense the Lord's justice the way my family has for generations, with this executioner's axe.
Of course.
Are you all right? And Lilith is, I think, seeing to his wounds.
I have been better. Must be honest. When I thought there was evil here, I thought it was a murderer, a man, not this. I don't know if I'm ready. Perhaps we should head back to Winter's Reach, where I can fully rest up and prepare properly for this. I do not come with the spells needed to defeat a necromancer at this point. Let us beat a hasty retreat to Winter's Reach, where we are safe from the undead.
Perhaps you can find shelter closer. There's certainly a hamlet nearby that would take in a good priest of Astaire.
And what about you, Lord Winter? Would you not be joining me here?
Would you wish my help in your holy quest?
2 clerics are better than 1?
Cleric. Has he really not put 2 and 2 together? That at the very least, that I'm a heathen, right? Does he not know about the heathens in the Blunwood?
Or maybe he's playing you,
or old Gabians,
or maybe he's just so sure of his beliefs that it's unimaginable to him that you would be following a different set of gods.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Ignorant fool. Would I know of is there any chance I would know of somewhere nearby to put him up? Locate a local lord or
there are hamlets and villages everywhere. You can just walk around until you find one, but it's late at night already.
Yeah, and we don't have anywhere to stay. Do you? Is that more? I look around. I load a bolt in my crossbow, and
there are no more.
Do we have a torch or something?
Yes.
Is there one lit on the porch or a lantern?
Lilith can pull a torch out of the supplies that she's packed and light it for you.
Tomas packed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got the torch lit. What say ye, Father?
Should we flee? Let us retreat for the night. When
nod.
we yes.
Winter's Reach is more than a day from here. Let's find shelter nearby. Come, away from the swamp.
You guys can see the
we take the horse, and I think we just start off heading away from the swamp.
You'll see lights of a village,
I think there's
maybe a mile or two
It's
away.
hard to move here, right? So there's like a natural path through the marsh and then out into the hills, and it probably just leads towards the nearest dwellings. And we stumble into a small hamlet well after dark.
Yeah. There's a manor just outside the hamlet that you can go to.
Really? So we can find, is it a local knight or something? Or
it's a small landed knight's manor and hamlet. It's maybe like a 3 or 4 bedroom house.
Is there a knight here? We need a tank. Looking for.
There is a knight here. You arrive at the house well after dark, and I just knock on the door until.
I think so. Yeah, I think I trot my lordly horse on up to the manor house.
Yeah. As you knock on the door, the knight opens it from the inside, wearing very little, just a shield and a sword as the door opens.
I'm dismounted. I'm
sees you guys and quickly sets the sword against a wall and puts the shield in front of him to block his nakedness.
My apologies, Sir Knight, to disturb you at such an hour. We are... I look to the cleric. Adventurers.
I see. My apologies for my appearance. We've had unwelcome guests in the evening recently.
I look to Theron, seeing if the cleric wishes to say anything in our defense. Okay.
Yeah, he steps forward, holds his holy symbol up high, and says, I am Theron, cleric of Astaire, here on a holy quest to defeat the evil in the area. Would you please provide us with lodgings for the night, so that we may recuperate, and bring about the end of a foul necromancer nearby?
Where? Mouse looks around.
The knight acquiesces, brings you in, goes and changes, calls his servants. You guys can get set up, and I think this is our ending spot for the week here.
Sweet. Do we know who this knight is? Will we introduce him next week?
We will introduce this knight next week.
Put on some pants and give us his name.
Yes. And maybe join you on your holy quest to defeat the evil necromancer.
I don't know what's happened. I sort of got caught up in the grand adventure of things. But this was awesome. We got to see some zombie cats.
Yeah.
Got a new cleric friend. We joined our first party. Went on our first adventure. It's great. Everything's fine. All right. We're not really doing experience. We're doing like milestones. I'm guessing we'll probably wait until after this little escapade to see what happens.
Yes.
Are we on for next week? I don't think it's quite the 20th. Are you?
I don't leave town until the 23rd, so I can do next week.
Okay.
Can you?
I think that should work.
Wonderful.
Next Thursday.
Yep.
We got a Frofro Sunday.
We'll have a Frofro Sunday. We'll have Rise of the Dragon Queen this evening. We'll have a Kuban Nights tomorrow morning, or tomorrow evening if you're in the UK or the EU, which are now separate entities, I guess.
Is it a full cast?
It'll be a full cast of Kuban Nights. And then Saturday we'll have Shenanigans, of course. And then the Frofros and a regular week of all the things. So that is it for Dicing with Death today.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Yeah.
Any final words, Ryan? Anything that you need to share with them?
I think I've been oversharing for the last 4 hours. What do you have, chat or viewers? Tell us in the comments section below.
Oh my god.
Or hop in the Discord.
Make sure to like and subscribe and comment below, everybody. I hate shilling. It's the worst, but it's so effective. needs to be done. All right. We're out of here. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Catch you guys next time.